I'm Peter. I work at Traffic Design. I'm a senior SEA manager and digital strategist, and we are an agency with about 75 employees based in Cologne. We've been a bronze partner for about half a year, so we are quite new in the game, but so far it's really exciting, and we hope to get gold status, of course, sometime in the future. Since I'm in SEA, so Google Ads, Microsoft Ads, etc., our main use is the feed tool. So we mainly use the feed management tool of Channable. For me, it's the easiest tool to get into this whole process of optimizing your feed for the different channels. Personally, of course, we use it for Google Ads and Microsoft Ads, but my colleagues and of course other parts of our agency use it for Meta Ads, use it for Pinterest, TikTok, etc. And we plan to dive into marketplaces as well. So that's a feature we want to look at in the future as well. For us, it's the perfect interface to, on the one hand, explain customers what we do, why we do it, and show the impact. And on the other hand, it's really easy to onboard new customers and new colleagues, because for me, it's a really easy to use tool. It's really, intuitive. So it doesn't take a week-long onboarding process, so we can just dive right into it and use its features to set on new customers. So a lot of times when we try to import data from our stores, from our customer stores, we just see that the import quality of most shopping systems is really poor. So by combining different import tactics, by combining different import sources, basically Channable allows us to overcome these poor data qualities. So we just have a space where we can combine every data source we have and produce a clean and an optimized way of putting it into the channels such as Google, Amazon, Meta, etc. I'd say that's one challenge, and maybe another one is that the aspect of feed management is getting more and more important, since all channels are getting more and more automated. So we have less levers to pull in the channel interface itself. So to have a really optimized connection between the primary data such as Shopify and the final output such as Google Ads is getting more and more important, and that's why we use Channable, because it's been a big help and helps us overcome these challenges, so to say. It tends to be like a two-way street. On the one hand, of course, optimization is great. It creates freedom to work on strategic stuff, to work on the fun stuff. It lets you automate the stuff you don't want to do, or that's really takes long to do. On the other hand, automation is one half of the coin. So you have to have certain manual control over it, because I believe that we are the experts and that we can influence it in a way that we can benefit from optimization, but we can still decide what levers we want to pull and how to guide optimization in the right direction. So we try to leverage optimization in order to push our results, basically. One main advantage of us using Channable is the time-saving effort. So especially when you have a process in your onboarding of new clients where you use one tool, one partner, you get used to the tool, you know its features, and it really helps you to streamline a lot of processes. It helps you to get a high quality while still saving some time and investing this time into other more important features such as strategy, communication. I'd say the time-saving effort is one. And of course, the range of possibilities. So instead of using different tools for different singular tasks, you can combine it in one tool and basically cut off all these opportunity costs, all these switching costs between different tools. Channable is really, like for me, it's a scaling effect. So the more customers, the more clients I have in Channable, the easier it gets, because you can streamline your activities so you don't have these switching costs between different platforms. And of course, the deeper you are into a tool, the more possibilities you have. And every tool is a little bit different, but having one tool which you really know your way around benefits all customers, because Channable also has the option to copy and paste different rules across multiple projects. So if we have a really cool feed setup, for example, for one client, we can basically take this, of course, adapt it to the other client's shop, but make use of all these experiences, all these advantages that we generated in one account. We can save time and skip this whole testing phase. Things I like most about Channable is, first, as I mentioned before, the easy to use. So it's really intuitive to get into the process of setting up a feed and then exporting it. It's really easy to use. And of course, with the feature of copy-pasting it for different channels, copy-pasting it between different projects, between different clients even. So we save a lot of time, which we can then invest in other parts for our clients. And the second one, I'd say, is the ability to adopt to a market. So let's say AI as an example. We see, okay, there's the effort to get into these topics and then, of course, think about how these topics can infect, let's say, feed management and leverage, again, this automation process in order to save our clients the time that we otherwise would have to invest manually. The main competitive advantage I'd see in being a partner is, of course, you get a big support. So you have a designated client success manager, which you can really ask, really talk about features, talk about betters, talk about new clients that you want to onboard. You get a really good contact to the sales team. So it really helps us to connect to new clients. So they help us with slides, pitches, etc. So on the one hand, you get a really good direct line to Channable itself. So you have really good support and sales support. On the other hand, of course, the main advantage is that you get a strategic partnership with a tool, in our case, which we are really a fan of, so to say. And I can sell them something that I believe in and that I really think makes their work, their project, their performance in the end better. Some tools are really specific on Google ads, they're really specific on meta ads, but we as a full service agency, of course, look for a tool that combines all these advantages. Of course, you can have different tools for every channel, but let's be honest, we all have limited time. So for us, it's this time-saving effect and the all-in-one solution. We have the CSS, we have a labelizer, we have the feed management, we even have a PPC tool. So all these features combined in an easy-to-use and intuitive platform is for me the main advantage, so to say, because as I said, in an agency, we already have too many tools. The process of using agencies to adopt clients is a standard one, so it's nothing I'd say is a negative way. So basically, we just sell something we would sell anyway, and you don't have any negative effects. It's not that Channable pressures you to sell anything to your clients. They just say, okay, if you want to use us anyway, you can make a profit out of it. You can get more support, you can get new features, you can get new tools, you can get demos, you can get even a cashback. And of course, it always makes sense, in my opinion, to have a personal connection to the tools you're using, because it makes the work way easier. You have way more ways to influence the tool. You can give direct feedback. So even your wishes, your implications, all this, you can streamline directly to the tool, to the developers, and maybe even get your features published. So I'd say it's really easy to use. The setup barriers are really low, especially for the bronze partners level. Basically just a process of taking something that you use anyway or have to use anyway and make it a benefit for your agency.